Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. Many of you are aware that on the other side of this wall is a project. A project that started years ago and has sat idled for like a year and a half because of a gas line. And the project is to finish that half of the basement. So this room was finished by the builders. This is a garage. They had to finish it for code reasons, but they left the other half of the basement unfinished. And in fact, the other half of the basement is in two pieces. It's split in two basically because this house was a modular. So there's a wall, kind of where you're sitting. There would be a wall over there. So we have a room over there that's like a second living room basically that has never been used for anything other than storage. Years ago, like 3 years ago now or so, I ran outlets over there. I put lighting in. I got it ready. I built a bulkhead to cover up some overhead ductwork that we needed to get rid of. But there's been this gas line in the way. When they built the house, so the gas entrance is in the far corner of the room. The furnace is behind this wall right here, and they ran a flexible 1-inch line all the way across. The problem is where that flexible 1-inch line goes up and through the floorboard, it sticks into the room, and there's really no way to fix it. The fix is to replace it with iron and actually use 90s and get out, it would get out of the way of the drywalling work. So it's been sitting, we haven't worked on it in like a year and a half because I couldn't get somebody to come replace it. I've called at least 10 different plumbers and asked. I have a flexible line. I want it replaced with black iron. Please, somebody just come. Whatever the price is, I'll just give you money. Just come do it. And it just hasn't. I've never gotten anybody to come. I got one plumber one time who was busy that week, said, I'll call you back the next week. They didn't. They called me back in 2 weeks, and I was on vacation. I wasn't here. And then I've never heard from them since. Never, just couldn't. I mean, I couldn't even get a call back. Like, oh, we'll have somebody call you. It's like, I get it. It's like a couple $100 job, probably. 2 hours of somebody's time or whatever. And they're just not willing to put in the effort or whatever because it's a small job. They don't want to do it. That's great. I get it. Fine. But just tell me that. Like, nah, we don't have time for that. Fine. So the upstairs project, which started while I was in Europe, was replacing all the floors. We have just a little bathroom left, and then I'm still doing all the trim work. I need to go get more trim to do the trim work, but we're doing the trim work kind of piece. Just when I get whatever, we'll just put some pieces in. But when I was in Europe, Malia did all of that work. She removed all the flooring from the living room and the dining room hallway area. And we had it stacked up down here, and she's like, should we throw this away? And I was like, I'll just post it on Facebook, and somebody will come pick it up. So that was like, I said, let's not throw it away. That was like December, January, whatever. So this past weekend, I posted it, and somebody came to pick it up. Like, immediately, I got a dozen responses, like, hey, is this available? And one of those people said, I'll take both. I posted those two separate things, and one of those people said, I want it all. Come get it, And so the person that I was speaking to on Marketplace said, a man's going to come. He'll be in his red Tundra with his plumbing stickers on the side. And I went, oh, he's a plumber. Is this how you get plumbers to come to your house? As you give stuff away on Facebook? So sure enough, like 20 minutes later, this guy shows up and he's collecting the flooring. And I was like, so you're a plumber? And he goes, yeah. He said, I am. I said, do you do gas? He said, I've been a pipe fitter for like 30 years. And I was like, excellent. While you're here, do you want a job? He was like, what do you mean? And so I showed him the job, and he was like, oh, this is, we'll just run, same, basically what I said, I thought. He's like, yeah, we just reduce that down to 3/4. We can run 3/4 across, go stay on top of the wall, whatever. It'll be out of the way, and the iron will be, it will be fine. I'm allowed to nail and screw near it, whatever. It would meet code and all that sort of stuff that I have to worry about. And I was like, fantastic. Do you want the job? I said, if you want the job, you can have it. whatever. And he was like, okay. He's like, I'll call you next week and we'll set something up. He's like, I'll buy the pipe. I don't charge you. Like, I don't mark the pipe up. I just charge you $50 for going shopping. And then whatever whatever. And I was like, okay. And he did. He called me and he said, do you still want the line? I said, absolutely. Come on over. And he said, okay, I'll come over on Thursday. We'll get it figured out. And then I can do the work Friday morning. And I said, excellent. And you know what? He showed up today. He came, he brought a notebook, he took measurements, detailed measurements, noted all the pieces he would need. He said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to build this in my house. I'm going to thread everything, get everything ready. So when we come back tomorrow, it'll just be taking this old line out and installing the new stuff and you'll be good to go. And I was like, okay. Give me a price. He gave me a price. It was like, great. Have at it, please. Just yes. But it amuses me that, like, it was, first of all, I guess that's somewhat serendipitous, other than the fact that it took 2 years to find somebody to come to my house. But it's been very frustrating. And this guy, I guess he got injured at work or something, and he used to work for GM in Michigan, but he's currently not, the union won't let him work because he had whatever. Doesn't matter, but he's been doing plumbing work since he's been here, and he's like, this will keep me going. I'm like, great, I will gladly, whatever. First of all, you helped me take this flooring away. Second of all, I have a job, and you actually showed up and said you would do the work. So that's good. It feels great, ultimately, this job is something that my father-in-law said he could do, which is fine, but like asking him to come down here and do this stuff, I don't know if he has pipe threaders and all that sort of stuff. Like, this guy's an actual plumber with a plumbing truck. Like, and for the little amount he's charging, he's not charging me very much at all. Great. Like, we don't have to worry, stress family out, all that sort of stuff. Just come get it done, and then we can move on with, if my father-in-law wants to come help do the drywall, excellent, because I believe drywall is the next step, and then just figuring out how to dress the room up and make it a little nicer, build a door, figure out how to make the stairway look better, all that sort of stuff is just kind of piecemeal stuff over the years sort of thing. But getting this line moved means I can hang drywall, and once drywall is up, the room becomes almost usable. Paint it, put up some baseboards, start using the room in some way, shape, or form. I'm excited about that. So we shall see what happens in the not too distant future. But theoretically, tomorrow, I'll have the gas line replaced, and then the project can continue. Right. I need to get back to other projects. I haven't really been touching writing this week. I've been reading, and it's softball. It's softball season, and I haven't been talking about that a whole lot. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. But I've been very busy, and I haven't been doing a whole lot other than work. Work has been keeping me busy. Quite a bit, actually. And I enjoy that. So, thank you, work. Thank you for being here, as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is usury. It is a noun meaning to charge illegally high or excessive interest rates on a loan. Loan sharks lend money at usurious rates and break your legs if you don't make back the principal with interest on time. Usury. U-S-U-R-Y. Is that true? I guess back in the day, sure, but I think modern day loan sharks have